Hey OMies, I am so glad you're here and looking for a deep body stretch today. This is some total body yoga. We're really going to work from our feet all the way up to our body and stretch it out in about a 22-23 minute class. So unroll your mat and I will see you there in just a second. To start this deep body stretch, please come into Vajrasana, Thunderbolt pose, also sitting on your heels. So come onto your knees, have your knees close together, bring your feet together and sit back on your heels and sit up tall. Vajrasana, Thunderbolt pose. Push down through your toes and sit up tall. This is a nice gentle stretch for most people, for the tops of your feet, the front of your ankles. But if it's painful here, and you can't get the front of your ankles to the ground, you can always take a yoga blanket or just a towel, roll it up, and place it under the front of your ankles to get a little bit of support there. Sit up tall and look forward. Push down through your toes. And do like I'm doing. If it feels good, take a couple of deeper breaths and maybe a little sigh. Because we're gonna really open up our body, and it feels to stretch. The next pose is called Elevated Vajrasana. I call it Toe Crusher though. Bring your hands to the ground, lift your butt off your feet, and then tuck your toes under. Lift your knees up so you can really push all of your toes down, and then bring your knees back down to the ground, sit back on your heels, and sit up. And if your baby toes or your fourth toes aren't tucked here, you can always reach in and re-tuck them. Then sit up. Your tendency will be to lean forward, but if you stack your shoulders over your hips, you'll feel this more in your toes. Toe crusher, right? Yeah. Stretch your arms up. And then bring your hands together in prayer overhead. Bend your elbows so that your hands come behind your head or behind your neck. Squeeze your arms into your head and then push your head back. Get a little opening here for your shoulders and for your chest, as well as for your toes and the soles of your feet. And then bring your hands down to the ground. Untuck your toes. Place your feet flat. Push through your toes to stretch them in the opposite direction. And then step your left foot forward as you come up onto your fingertips. Walk your right knee back. And come into a low lunge here. Push down through your feet, bring your hands onto your waist with your torso, and then bring your right foot off the ground, point your toes, and reach back with your right hand and grab your right foot. Look forward, pull your right heel towards your outer right hip for a thigh stretch. So if you bring your right heel towards your outer right hip, that's going to help you get more thigh stretch. And if you need more thigh stretch, you can always push your hips down and forward, keeping your heel near your outer right hip. If you want more, you can spread your toes on your right foot and push your right foot into your right hand as you pull with your right hand and push your right foot forward. Oh yeah, let's look at that stretch. And then change sides. Bring your right foot down, right hands down, step your left, all your hands down. Step your left leg back, step your right foot forward. Low lunge, and then push down to come up, bring your hands onto your waist. Bend your left knee to bring your foot off the ground, reach back with your left hand, grab your left foot, and then pull your left foot towards your outer left hip. For some of you, this will be plenty of thigh stretch. So if it is, stay here. If you want more, keep your left heel where it is as best as you can, and push your hips down and forward for a little more thigh stretch. And if you still want more, you can engage the toes on your back foot and really push your toes away from you. With your left hand, pull your left foot towards your outer left hip and get low and heavy in your hips for that thigh stretch. So a little bit of an option there for everyone. And then release your left foot, bring your hands down to the ground, step your right leg back, and again step your left foot forward. This time, walk your left foot over to the outside of your mat. Bring your left hand inside your left foot. Place your right hand on the ground. Now we're all going to get low in our hips. So push your hips down and forward. Get a nice stretch through the front of your right hip, through the back of the left leg. You're going to get some activation of the hamstrings. It's a little bit of a somewhat passive quad stretch in the front leg. Nice hip stretch, groin stretch. Look forward. And if you want a little bit more, you can always bend your elbows and get lower in your torso. Get lower in your hips. And stretch your left knee forward, stretch your right knee back. And then straighten your arms if you bent them. Lift your left arm up, walk your left foot in. Bring your left fingertips to the ground. Come up onto your right fingertips, step your left leg back, and step your right leg forward. Same thing other side. Walk your right foot over to the outside of your right side of your mat. Bring your right hand inside your right foot. Place your left hand flat on the ground. Push your hips down and forward, and look forward. And you should feel this in the front of your right hip. You might start to feel the opening in your left hip. In your right leg, your hamstrings might feel because they're strengthening here to help bend your knee. You're getting a passive, slightly passive stretch in your quads. If you want more, bend your elbows and lower your torso. The elbows encourage you to push your hips down and forward more. Wherever you are, stretch out through your right knee, stretch back through your left knee. So you can open it up a little bit more. Really getting into your body here. Then if your elbows are bent, straighten your arms, lift your torso. Lift your right arm up, walk your right foot in, come up onto your fingertips on your right hand, fingertips on your left hand. Step your right leg back. Now we're going to come into Cobblers Pose, or down angle pose. So bring your butt down to the ground, bring the soles of your feet together. Then hold your feet with your hands. We're going to stretch out through our knees. But you can choose how far in you bring your heels. So bring your heels in a little closer to your hips and work to sit up tall. Push your feet together. Stretch out through your inner thighs. Working to get your inner thighs really open here to help with that push through your feet more. Sit up tall more. Sometimes we call this Cobblers Pose. A cobbler is someone who makes shoes. The shoemakers in some parts of India still sit like this, holding the shoe between their feet. How cool is that, right? It's not just a pose name, it's something that still happens to this day. I saw it just a couple of years ago when we were traveling in India. Wild. All that pressure between your feet there, it holds the shoe in place while they're stitching it and repairing it or making a new shoe. Yeah. Keep your right leg bent. You can hold the front of your right leg with your right hand so it stays there, and then stretch your left leg out over to the left, and then bring your right foot to touch the inside of your left leg. Setting up for Shavasana, which means head to leg pose, head to knee pose. Turn and face your left leg. Stretch your arms up. Stick your butt back to help move your chest forward. Straighten your arms, straighten your left leg. And then reach your body out and over your left leg. Hold your left leg somewhere. I can hold my left foot and keep my left leg straight, so I'm going to do that. But if you need to reach a little bit higher on your leg to keep your left leg straight, you do that. So pull on your shin, or pull on your thigh, or pull on your foot. Keep your left leg straight, because one of the things we do here is stretch our hamstrings, the back of our left leg, the back of the upper left leg. And if you bend your knee, well, then the hamstrings start to shorten, and we want to lengthen them. To help lengthen them, to help stretch your hamstrings, think about sticking your butt back more. That's going to help you fold over your left leg a little bit more. It's going to help you feel it in the back of your upper left leg more. Remember, stretching makes you feel things, so I want you to feel it. Just a couple more breaths here in Shavasana. Keep holding your leg wherever you're holding it. Pull on it. Stretch the top of your head towards your left foot. Get a little longer in your spine so you feel the stretch a little more in your hamstrings. And then keep pulling on your leg. Lift your head and chest. And then sit up. Keep your left leg as it is. And open your right leg out to the right. So that your legs are doing the same thing. Wide leg seated pose, setting up for Upavishta. Place your hands on the ground. Lift up through your chest. You'll probably feel this on your inner thighs. Awesome, this is another good inner thigh stretch. It's also a hamstring stretch for some of us. Take your hands behind you one at a time. Just untuck your butt a little bit. That's to help tilt your pelvis forward a little so you can start to fold forward. I'm not a student who folds right over in this pose. I've got lots of tightness, strength I like to call it, in my legs. So this is a nice spot for me. Some of you might want to walk further forward and fold right over and bring your chin to the ground. If that's where you want to go to get the full stretch in your legs, do that. Wherever you are, push down through your hands and give it just a little bit of traction pulling back. So it's going to help you stick your butt back more to get more hamstring and more inner thigh stretch. And then you can lift through your chest and move your chest forward a little more. Upavishta. Just a couple more breaths here before we go to Janushirshasana on the other side. If you have folded forward, sit up. If you folded forward at all, sit up tall. Keep your right leg as it is. Hold your left leg so that you can actively bring it up and in, bend your knee, and then hold the front of your left leg, bring your left foot into the inside of your right leg, and then shift your hips a little so you can turn and face your right leg. For Janushirshasana on the other side, stretch up. Stick your butt back, stretch up through your arms, and start to fold over your right leg. Again, you can hold your right leg wherever it's available to you to hold it and keep your right leg straight. And then pull on your leg and fold. Janushirshasana. Think about sticking your butt back. There won't be a lot of action there, but you might get a little bit of movement to help you fold over your right leg more, to help you feel a little more stretch in the back of your right leg. Steady your breath to help keep that opening even and balanced. Wherever you're holding your leg, pull on it and stretch your head towards your right foot. Push down through your right heel and stick your butt back behind you. Can you feel it? Yeah. That's your hamstrings stretching. Keep pulling on your right leg. Lift your head and chest. And then sit up. And come on your hands and knees. Do a few rounds of cat and cow here. So you can do this with toes tucked or feet flat. Cat is round your back, stretch your spine. And cow is arch your back, look forward and up, stick your butt back and up. You're going to stretch for the front of your body. And then move between those two. Stretch your spine. And stretch the front of your body. Stretch your spine, cat pose. Stretch your belly, cow pose. And then come to neutral. Come up onto your fingertips and step your left foot forward. Tuck your right toes under. I just untuck the flesh of my right knee there a little. So if you lift your knee, the flesh can just free up if it's got caught anywhere. Cool. Push down through your feet, push down through your fingertips, lift your torso. And bring your hands in front of your heart. Stretch up through your spine and twist to the left. Hook your right arm outside your left leg and twist. Stretch your elbows away from each other. If you want to take this further, you can bring your right knee off the ground. Getting a nice stretch for our spine here. Lengthen through your spine to help with that, and twist a little bit more. If your right knee is off the ground, bring it down to the ground and come back to center. Stay here and behind your back, interlace your fingers. Roll your upper arms out, lift your hands up and bow inside your left foot. No handed lunge. Just like on the first side, if you would like to go a little further here, you can bring your right knee off the ground. Everybody shift your hips to the right a little so your forehead is stretching towards your left big toe. Move your shoulders away from your ears. Lift your hands towards the top of your mat. If your right knee is off the ground, bring it down. Release your hands to the ground, lift your torso. Step your left leg back and step your right foot forward. Push down through your feet, lift your torso, bring your hands in front of your heart. Stretch up through your spine and twist to the right this time. Hook your left arm outside your right leg. Look past your hands and stretch your elbows away from each other to twist a little more. And again, if you want to bring your left knee off the ground, push down through your toes and straighten your left leg. Twisted lunge. Bring your left knee down to the ground and come back to center. Behind your back, interlace your fingers. Turn your upper arms out, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and bow inside your right foot. No handed lunge. Again, you can keep your left knee down or bring it up again. Move your hips to the left a little. Stretch your forehead towards your right big toe. Move your shoulders away from your ears. Stretch your hands towards the top of your mat. No handed lunge. If your left knee is up, bring it down. Release your hands. Look forward. And step your right leg back. Step your left foot forward. And then straighten your right knee, everybody. Turn your left foot in towards your right hand, 90 degrees. Turn your right foot out. Bring your feet flat to the ground. And then line up your feet so that your toes are on the same line. Point your toes straight out, straight ahead. And fold forward. Prasarita Padottanasana. You can stay with your hands on the ground here. Or if you want to take it a little further, hold your elbows. If when you do that, your forearms come to the ground, or your head is on the ground, just bring your feet a little bit closer together so you can get a stretch for your spine here and a nice opening for your legs. Take some nice long breaths. Really feel your whole body opening up here. If you're holding your elbows, bring your hands to the ground, push down and lift your chest. Everybody, lengthen through your spine. Then walk your hands over to your right foot, to your right leg. Move your hips to the left and turn and face your right leg. And then fold over your right leg here. Bring your chest towards your right leg. Then breathe. And then walk it back to center. Walk your hands over to your left foot. Hold your left leg or your left foot. Shift your hips to the right. Move your chest over towards your left leg. Come back to center. Place your hands on your mat. Lift your chest. Stretch through your spine. And then heel toe your feet towards each other. And then step your legs in and come down. Sit on your heels and sit up tall. Take your right hand, hold it just above your left knee. Take your left hand to your lower back, sit up tall, and twist to the left. Just a gentle opening for your spine. And then come back to center. Take your left hand above your right leg. Take your right hand onto your lower back. And just do a gentle twist here with your shoulders back. Stretch up through your spine. Move your hips off to one side. Swing your legs out in front of you. Place your feet on the ground. Bring your feet as wide as your mat. Place your hands back behind you and lean back on your hands. And then just swing your knees from side to side. Just get a little opening in your hips. Even a little gentle twist for your spine so you can look over your opposite shoulder. So I'm knees to the right, look over my left shoulder, and then change sides. Knees to the left, look over your right shoulder. Just get a little twist in your upper body and in your lower body. And then come back to center and come into happy baby. Shift your hips forward, lie down on your back, turn the soles of your feet up to the ceiling, and hold outside your feet. And if you want to get a little rock from side to side here, you can do that. If you want to get a little movement backwards and forwards with your hips, you can do that. If you'd rather just be still here, just be still. Just one more pose before we're done. And that's Shavasana. Stretch your legs out on the ground. Separate your feet just a little bit. Turn your toes out. Turn your palms up at your sides. And relax your legs, relax your hands and arms. Close your eyes. Just for about half a minute. Rest. Just let everything go so you can reset in this deep body stretch. If you have a little more time to stay here for as long as you would like. Otherwise, deepen your breath with me. Move your fingers and toes a little. Bend your knees. Turn onto your side. And press yourself up to seated. Come to a seated position and sit up tall. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Prayer position, Anjali Mudra. Thanks so much for practicing with me today. Thanks, OMies. I'm so glad that you chose this class today and wanted a deep body stretch. My hope is that it'll help you feel stretched out and more refreshed in your mind and in your body so that you can go out and take on the world. If you're looking for another class to do next time you're looking for some yoga, there's a class there that you can add to your watch later list. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, you can do that by just clicking right up there. And if you click on the bell icon when that comes up, you'll get notifications when I post new classes. Thanks, and I really look forward to seeing you on the mat again soon. Have a great day, OMies.